We're here with Charles Butler, and he's an original thinker. He's from Chicago, and he has the Charles Butler Show. And we've been chatting a little bit, and he said something that was very interesting to me. I've been dying to have somebody from Chicago explain to me why it is that in the black communities they don't protect the black people there. They have high crime rate. They kill them all the time. They kill each other. And they continue to elect the same politicians that don't protect them. So he's going to explain that to us.
Well, I think Malcolm X said it best, and that is that blacks are political chumps. They give Democrats 95% of their vote, and they get nothing for their vote. Never have. Whether it's on the federal level, state level, or local level. I mean, Mayor Daley, who's a Democrat, allowed black gangs to exist and allowed black gangs to become part of the Democratic machine. So if you didn't vote, you'd have a guy show up, a gang member show up and knock at your home. If you didn't vote or you didn't prove you could vote, they take you to the polls so you could vote. You're getting in the car with a criminal.
Oh my God.
So in Chicago, like in these other urban centers,
like Baltimore too, right? Similar situation.
I don't know about Baltimore, but I can tell you
that
I can tell you specifically that in Chicago, the Democratic machine, the epitome of the Democratic machine, these people have the white politicians have always used black criminal gangs and the black criminal element to control the black community.
Wow.
So when you look at the black community, and you look at the violence that goes on there, the violence is being perpetrated by people who think they have some territory. They don't have a mortgage, they don't pay taxes. What territory do they own? How come the police don't go in and take them out? If you could eliminate the Black Panther Party, which was a community help group, was not a criminal gang, you're gonna tell me you can't eliminate the Vice Lords, the Bloods, the Crips, all these other gangs, the Latin Kings, the M17.
This question comes up a lot in a lot of talk shows, and I never hear anybody explain it as clearly as you do. You should be on more talk shows explaining this, because nobody explains that. They don't talk about it.
Well, they control, the white politicians, the white Democratic politicians, use the criminal element to control the population. So if you have all this chaos going on in the community, who wants to get out and go vote? You know, in the black community in Chicago, when the sun goes down, people go in their houses and they retreat to the back of their homes so they can evade the bullets flying through the front of their homes.
Yeah, it's horrible.
That is an absolute fact.
It's a disgrace for our country.
It is a disgrace for our country, but this is the point that I always made, that the term Chirac was coined on Charles Butler Show in 2007. It was coined by my listeners because I used to do a piece every week where more people were dying in Iraq than in Chicago. And the listeners created the term Chirac.
And that means?
That more people are dying in Chicago than Iraq. So it's Chirac.
And so
living in Chicago is like living in Iraq because it's a war zone. And literally, there are war zones in the black community and in the Latin American or in the Latino community.
And it's amazing to me why we are so focused on Iraq when we have Chicago.
Urban terrorists. These gang members are nothing but urban terrorists. They're not Robin Hoods. They're not good people. They're urban terrorists, and they need to be eradicated from the black neighborhood.
They're criminals.
They killed young kids. The kids are afraid to go to school because they're shooting at them like they're targets. And these white politicians pander. They show up at a funeral. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I can't allocate more police to eradicate these gangs because then the police wouldn't get graft and payoffs. See, everybody tries to act like the police are on the up and up.
That's how
but we know that the police are in cahoots with a lot of these criminals. You know, you look at the NYPD. How many movies, how many documentaries have been done on corrupt New York Police Department? Why were drugs allowed to flourish in Harlem since the 1920s? Why were drugs allowed to flourish in the black community until the civil rights movement when they infiltrated the white community? The problem with the civil rights movement was white kids and black kids coming together, smoking pot, matriculating to the harder drugs, heroin, cocaine, which now has permeated the country. But all of these drugs have been in the black community since the 20s.
But it happens also in the communities that have black elected leaders. So
Well, only black elected leaders.
it could be either white
Today
or
it's spread.
it happens white or black. They still, some of these ghettos, they don't protect the
Well,
citizens.
you don't find many white politicians anymore in urban cities.
Right.
But the problem is that I have with black politicians is that they don't represent the constituency. And
Why
the
don't
problem,
they? Why? What's the problem there?
Because they're too busy collecting a paycheck, and they're stupid.
They,
Malcolm X said that black people are political chumps because they give 90% of their vote to one party, a party run by Southern crackers. Bill Clinton is a Southern cracker. I don't care how you measure it. Al Gore is a Southern cracker.
But
Al
Chicago,
Gore and
what about the mayor of Chicago today?
The mayor of Chicago today, Rahm Emanuel, is a socialist Jew boy, and he knows it. And he has a number of Jews now in his cabinet, and they're called the Jewish Mafia. They will be ran out of office in the next election cycle.
But
It's already written in stone.
they also don't protect the black community.
They don't.
the
They don't care
ghettos.
about the black community. No, they don't.
Why
care.
not?
Because they don't
why-
care.
They're also corrupt.
They don't care about the black community.
Oh well.
But they are making money. Rahm is taking care of his people.
Okay, so we finished that topic. That was an interesting insight that you could give the viewers on what's going on in Chicago and why they don't respect the rights of the citizens there. Very, very sad, very bad news.
But I call for the National Guard to come to Chicago to eliminate the urban terrorists. Now, Mayor Daley took my comment and went to Congress and asked for went to the Justice Department and asked for $24 million to fight the urban terrorists, quote unquote.
And what happened?
I don't know if he got the money or not because he doesn't tell. You know, I mean, this is all, it's all secret because, they know what's best for us. But now everyone's using this term, urban terrorist, but when I used it, I was an antichrist.
Okay, so you were a precursor.
No question. Always have been.